Anger. Anger was a big thing in my life for probably 15 years, right? And it was one of the driving forces that got my baseline at 1,000, right? And filled up my bucket right quick. Toxic relationships, right? One of the big ones. Um, I had a lot of anger there, right? A lot of stress, right? Being with a narcissist will fucking drain you, right? Especially if it's been 4 or 5 years, it'll drain you. Some people are, it's 10 years, 20 years, man. No wonder why you're sick, right? It fills up your bucket right quick, and it puts you from 0 to 1,000. Your baseline's a survival state, and it gets hardwired there. It gets stuck there. This is your new baseline. So something's got to give. You're pulling 747s. Your body's buffering. It's not working correctly, right? You're not detoxing properly, digesting properly. So symptoms pop up. You got mental, physical symptoms, right? This makes sense, and your brain's still keeping you alive, right? So one of the things that got me to this state of having 70 symptoms was anger. I've had anger. I was programmed to be angry with my environment, my friends, the type of friends I was around with, right? People that just love to, put you down, right? And that was just what it is. I had a thick skin. You're around people that'll just, yeah, fucker, fuck, right? And I became like that. I became that asshole prick that was like that with my friends, right? I was just as bad, right? Work environments. We have toxic work environments where you hate your boss, you hate your job, you're overworked. Some of your coworkers you're really tight with, but it's also stressful when you're a tight environment like that. Even people that you love in your work, you could you're still butting heads, right? Even though you love them, you have a couple bad days, right? And then you got the coworkers that are assholes that just love to rat you out, and then you get you're in the office and with the union, you got investigations, you got fucking work stress is a shit show, and it pissed me off. Everything was you got somebody who isn't doing their part, right? And you end up having to work harder, and they're fucking lazy, and they know that you're going to do their work, so they keep making you do their work, right? So yeah, you deal with lazy coworkers that look like they do all the work, and then the boss favors them, and then you're the guy that's pissed off because shit ain't fair. Shit ain't fair, right? Why are they even here? They don't really do any work. I'm doing all the work, and then I get blamed why everything isn't done perfectly, right? Yeah, that made me angry, and that made me want to fuck with people to get even, right? So you'd fuck with your coworkers, right? You enjoy it. That anger, it's like an addiction, right? It's like, oh yeah, watch this. How many times at my job was I like, yo, bro, watch this. Watch what I'm gonna say, right? I used to love to piss people off. I used to love dropping little seeds, like, oh, I'm gonna say something. So you make little comments. Yeah, I don't know. I think blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know. You walk away, and then you talk to your friend. Go watch, and then you planted a little bomb, and then you got drama in the kitchen because I worked in the kitchen in a nursing home, right? And that just all the jobs that I worked at, they were all stressful. So yeah, work is a great place to program you in a state where you're angry, right? And that could be your new program. So work, toxic relationships. It doesn't even have to be with a narcissist. You could just not. It's just not working out, right? You guys are just butting heads all the time, but you won't leave, right? Or the circumstances keep you together, right? And that just makes you angry all the time, and you ruminate. You're like, that fucking asshole, fucking bitch, fucking did this, fucking, and you're ruminating all day about a situation, or you're insecure, or you're angry, or right. Your brain starts putting all these alarms on, and you're ruminating and ruminating. When you get in contact with them, when you are together at home or wherever you are, all you guys do is argue, right? It's a bad environment. So what does that do? That programs you into an angry state, survival state, right? Anxiety and anger are like the same coin. Anger is a defense mechanism, right? It's a defense mechanism to perceive danger. And when you're in a toxic relationship, right, you're going to have anger, and you're going to try to investigate. And this is where you ruminate, right? You ruminate, try to figure things out, right? Try to, get justice. This ain't fair. You're wrapped up in this cycle that puts you in a survival state, in a state of fight or flight, and it keeps you there. But some people, they might not even notice it, That's the thing with our nervous system. It's able to protect you to a point where you don't feel it. You'd be like, I'm not stressed. Oh, it's not bugging me. No, I'm good. I'm good. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, because you're not doing anything about it, you're not pulling yourself out of this situation, this stressful situation. You're hardwiring yourself into this reality that you don't have to be in. And then you start getting symptoms. You start feeling sick, right? And you are literally changing. You have this different personality, right? And you're not aware of it because you have nothing to contrast off of, because you've been living in this reality for so long that you're changing more and more. You become this angry person, right? That you have nothing to reflect off of, because you're still around the same old friends. You're watching the same triggering news, right? You get agitated with the news. You get agitated with people on Facebook. You're arguing with people on Facebook about this diet and Trump this, and there's so much division on the internet, plus the news, plus the person you're with, plus the job you fucking hate. So you're literally programming yourself to be in this angry state. And for me, there was years where I always had a knot right in my stomach constantly. I was always like, fuck. I was always angry, and anything would set me off. And it was an addiction too. I liked being angry. I was a Karen. I was a fucking Karen, but not just a miserable Karen. Like, no, you should not. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. You can't. No, I wasn't one of those Karens. I was like, what? No. Blah, blah, blah. Why'd you lie? Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah. Blah, blah. Like, I was fucking relentless. I would look for something and then pull it in. Go, yeah, well, fucking right. I went from 0 to 1,000 within 2 seconds. I would be happy, and if I felt something wasn't fair or somebody was trying to pull something on me, I would go to 1,000 right quick, because it's when you're in a state of fight or flight, the brain uses this to fight, right? It's fight or flee, and anger is fight, right? This is what the brain uses because it's perceiving danger. It's perceiving that you're fighting a tiger. So it's like, yeah, fuck yeah. We're going to fight you, right? We're going to defeat you because it's perceiving danger and it's protecting you. So you get wrapped up in this reality. That's not true, right? You get these stress hormones. You get angry, right? And you get sucked into it right quick. You go from 0 to 1,000 as if somebody was pouring gasoline on a spark. Actually, it's like you have a constant bonfire, right? And it does not take much for it to blow up. But when you're regulated, it takes a while for that fire to build, right? Because there's no need for fires to be there because we're regulated. Our baseline's back at a 0. Our bucket's fucking empty, right? Our alarm system is gone. Our baseline is totally, your baseline is at 0. You're totally regulated. So there's no reason to be arguing with people on the internet, right? That guy cut me off, so I gotta go fucking follow him for 5 minutes to give him the finger, right? Or this isn't fair, that guy's an asshole. No, sir, you can't be, no, everything's your business, everything's bugging you. That guy drives like an asshole, right? And his stickers in the news, and that guy, no, they should take those guys and put them in jail. They're wasting money on bling, 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 right? Everything kept that fire burning strong, because it was already like this. So anything like that, our waiter, I asked him, so, is this real bacon, or is this from a package? No, it's real bacon. Okay, I work in the kitchen, so that's not true. I guarantee you this is bacon. This isn't real bacon. Yeah, this is bullshit. And you're sitting there you're angry because this waiter guy lied to you. Who gives a fuck? But when you're in a survival state, you ruminate, you get angry, you ruin dinner, right? The person that's with you is embarrassed, right? And you're like, no, fuck, this is bullshit. We're paying, this is not right. No, we're gonna... Right? I work in the kitchen. This isn't... I mean, so many times where I was in a situation where I was looking for a fight. Now, I ask, that's a shit bacon. Oh, well, whatever. That's fine. I'm not going to involve everybody into it. I'm not going to investigate it. I'm not going to fucking look for, I'm not going to build something into a big case and then blow up over it and piss people off and be miserable. And I'm not going to eat my sub fucking anger like, fuck this. Nothing's worse than eating something that you love when you're fucking pissed off. Right? You can't enjoy that. It's just fucking ruined. And you ruin everything for everybody. And this is a constant thing. You go to buy shoes, blah, blah, blah. The cashier didn't ring it in. Like, everything pissed me off. People pissed me off. Everybody at work pissed me off. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. And I looked for ways to fuck with people. Right? And you know what? I kind of knew I was an angry guy, but I didn't care. And being in that state, because this is all part of being in a survival state. Some people they react differently. They might be a people pleaser where they don't want to, they're flee type. They're the fleeing type. Me, I was the fighting type, right? And this all came from my environment, the friends that I chose to have, right? My friends were just like me. Right? Because they had shitty lives, shitty upbringings, right? We were all drinkers, smokers. We were all party animals, right? We weren't taking care of our bodies, right? We were all wrapped up in the news and politics and, right? And we were arguing with each other and, we love each other, but we don't bring the best out of each other. We actually like to point, like we're brothers, like, yeah, fuck you, no, dude, I love you, man. But this, I'm sorry, I said some stupid shit last week. That wasn't right. I know I didn't really mean it. Okay, I love you too. Like, constantly fighting, but then you make up, right? And then your parents. Oh man, your parents. My parents always triggered me, right? And I came from a different upbringing. I was old school raised. My mom was able to always, if she wanted to, she was able to get a rise out of me. She just had to go, okay? Fuck! Right? She was able to make me go from 0 to 1,000 like this. Just say a couple words, right? Or something that she wouldn't say. She'd be like, like anything. It's not so much, she knew how to get me going with saying nothing or one word, right? She knew me that well, right? So parents can fucking trigger you. Anybody can trigger you. Situations, weather, or money situations. You don't have money for so that sets you off for a week. You're angry, like, and you actually, not only are you physically angry and hardwiring anger, you're actually also creating a vibration, a spiritual vibration, right? That you're manifesting the same reality, right? You're dialing in that anger bullshit. Like, yeah, man, what? Oh, shit always happens to me. Life's not fair. Yeah, this is how it is. Yeah, no shit. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, fuck. Right? You're the type of guy that you're in a football field, the ball's going to hit you in the fucking head. Right? You're at a basketball game and a baseball hits you in the fucking head. Right? It's going to come to you. Because you attract that shit. Because your mentality, your physical mentality, your subconscious brain, right? That's the gatekeeper. And it attracts the vibration. It manifests the same shit, the negative shit. You keep manifesting these fucking people that are toxic in your life. The same bad relationships, the same bad job, the same money problems, right? It's a fucking massive magnet. And you're in a cycle of just a shitty life, constant shitty life. So it's not just about physical health, mental, physical health, and our physical, mental alarms. It's not just about that. This goes with relationships, money, businesses, your life, right? It affects you in all areas, right? And spiritually, because you're dialing in a certain frequency and you're creating your reality. And if you're in that state, you're going to keep creating bullshit. Circumstances that are fucking hard, right? You're going to keep getting beaten down constantly. So, and it's interesting. That was me. Anger, I was living in an anger reality, in an anger program. I hardwired myself in that state. And with my recovery, I created a bubble. I unplugged certain things, the news, Google. I stopped Googling. I stopped watching the news. I got off Facebook all the groups, right? I created a bubble. I cut people out. Some people I just cut out. I didn't talk to them again. Some people I was like, dude, I'm just dealing with some shit. I need some time. It's not you. It was them, and it was me too. Fuck. But I would say, it's not you. It's me. I need some time. Yeah, no problem, buddy. Yeah, man. I love you. Okay, man. Yeah. Right? Just so, because if you start to tell people, well, because you said this and you're just looking to fucking bring me down all the time, that just causes a fight. So I would just say, hey, I'm just dealing with some shit. I need some time. Blue, blue, blah, blah, blue. Right? And they'd be like, yeah, man. Yeah. Right? They tell you what, and then, I need some time, I'll get back to you in a couple months. I'll tell you how I'm doing. Right? I had to cut people out. I had to put distance between anything that was fueling that fire, that was not supporting my recovery. So you literally cut the ties, because you're literally changing from this old person to this new person. And when you're creating this new person, your reality, your environment is totally different. Right? And your old self literally dies. It fucking dies. Because you become this new person. Physically, you change. Spiritually, you change. Everything in your DNA, all your cells, you're making a transformation. You're making a massive shift. Right? And I only knew this because of the journey. It was a gift. It was an awakening. Right? Because I was rewiring all the neural pathways, all the layers of the onion. Right? I was physically healing. I was starting from scratch, right from the fucking bottom, starting from scratch, going through, opening all these doors, some of these ancient doors that I haven't opened up in 15 years with cobwebs. I was opening the doors and going, all right, let's recalibrate this. Let's recalibrate that. All right, let's organize this, organize that. Like the brain was sending me shit. I was dealing with symptoms that I haven't had in 15 years. All of a sudden they were coming up to the surface. And I was like, all right. The brain's like, yo, I found a door in section 7B. There's a lot of shit in there. Let's bring it up. All right, man. Let's work together. Allow it. Let it do its thing. You know what? I prefer to have this, there, that, and the other. You're literally customizing the person that you want to be. You're becoming healthy. You're thriving. Mentally, all your intrusive thoughts, OCD looping thoughts, anger, guilt, emotions that you haven't processed, all those things, you're going to allow them to be. You're going to regulate everything so that all your symptoms go away. Poof, 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 poof. Mental symptoms go away. OCD, right? PTSD, gone. Fuck. Physical symptoms, gone, right? And the anger also regulates. But while you're going through this process, you'll find the anger might spike up and go, right? And that happened to me. It would come up and down. And then I'd have all kinds of different emotions, right? I'd be crying, be sad, depressed, anxiety and fear. They were the main alarms that I was dealing with through this journey, right? But one by one, eventually, through the end of the journey, you recalibrate everything. And then you notice that you're at peace. And you enjoy the present moment. And you're like, and sometimes you get angry. And that's okay. That's okay. Because you've worked through it. You've been aware of your behavior patterns. Because in the beginning, you're not even aware that you do this. You actually get into denial because you don't want to feel the guilt of, man, was I such a fucking dick? Am I such a fucking miserable person? Am I this toxic? Right? You feel shame. You feel guilt. You're like, no, distract. No, I don't want to. That's not, no, well, it's because of this. Well, the reason was because of this, right? You put blame, right? But you know what? It's not your fault. So that might help. Remember, it's not your fault. You were just a victim of your environment. Life is life. It threw you curveballs. You weren't aware. You went deeper and deeper and deeper into this crazy rabbit hole. Didn't notice what was going on, so you couldn't recalibrate, empty that bucket, and then adjust. You couldn't, right? And there's no point in blaming anything. It just is what it is. Here's a good thing. You can change. Right? And sometimes, I fully recovered, my anger went away, but sometimes life throws me curveballs where I might slip a little bit, right? And I'd be like, but you know what? I've learned some shit through this whole journey Now I'm aware. I catch things before they get out of hand, right? Because throughout throughout your life, you're gonna have times, because my bucket's empty. You're gonna have times where stress goes up a little bit, right? But we've also learned by going through this journey to be aware of behavior patterns, because we've learned this shit. We've been through there. We overcame. We recalibrated. We're healing now. Symptoms are gone. Mental symptoms are gone, right? But sometimes life will come up and down a bit. That's why this is a lifestyle, right? This isn't so much of a program. In the beginning, it's a program. The alarm system reset, yes, it's a program. There's steps to follow. But that's just till you know what you're doing. You become your own guide. And eventually it's a lifestyle, right? Where you have peace. You have peace on right here. You bring peace within you. So it starts inside you. And that's what creates your environment, your reality. So eventually, you recalibrate and you think, man, why the fuck? I was like stuck in a dream, an anger dream. Right? I didn't know I was in this trance. And then when you step back and you're recovered, you get this clarity. You're like, man, look at the contrast. Now I see. Now I'm awake. I've awakened. Wow. And you're gonna, because life's gonna throw you more curveballs. There's gonna be times where you're mad, and sometimes it's good to be mad. We're not supposed to never be mad again, right? But we're not gonna stay in that state. We're gonna feel the feelings, be angry, let yourself be angry, go, oh yeah, that situation, I have a right to be angry. Fuck that shit. Fuck, that made me angry. Right? Feel that emotion. All right, we're going to engage. We're going to move on from this. I'm letting this go. I'm letting this balloon go. Right? The balloon goes. Right? And then you move on to something that you prefer to experience in your life. Right? And you smile like a crazy person. Yeah. And you're back to square zero. Baseline's back to zero. Very good. We were angry. Now we're not. We're okay. We processed it. We're not ruminating about anything. That fire died down. We're good. What a difference. 3 years ago? 10 years ago? Oh, no shit. No wonder why I was sick. Fuck.